And yesterday we told you about two medical studies that are out this week, both of them finding health issues related to what we do on our jobs. One of them revealed the link between staring at a computer all day and dry eye. The other is a lot more distressing. It found that sitting for long periods of time increases the risk of certain types of cancer. Researchers at Washington State University found that people who sit up to 66% of the day had a 24% increased risk for colon cancer and a 32% increase for endometrial cancer or cancer of the uterus. So how do you stay healthy at work when most of us spend all of our time either sitting or staring at a laptop or a computer screen? Dr. Devi Nampariapul is an assistant professor at the New York University School of Medicine. Thanks for being with us this morning.
Good to be here.
Okay, what do we do?
Well, so there are a couple of things to keep in mind. I mean, this study was really well done. They looked at about 4 million people, but we have to actually keep in mind that it's just observational. So they were looking at trends. People who continued with their regular habits of sitting and watching TV tended to develop cancer.
But the reason these are regular habits, and I am speaking from personal experience, I'm sitting right now. People are sitting at home saying, I have to sit at my job. There's no way in the world I can walk around with a phone cord attached to me.
Yeah. Well, so at work, there are a couple, these are problems that I hear from a lot of patients. I mean, sometimes if people can get up to take breaks, or even to walk around their office or their area, that's a good idea. Otherwise, I usually recommend people use the stairs instead of the elevator. I say that they should try to walk if they park their car, try to walk to their office as opposed to drive to the closest spot and be there. I mean, it's very difficult, but I don't want people to get totally alarmed because since the study is observational, we can see that cancer is linked to sitting, but it doesn't necessarily mean that sitting causes cancer.
If you factor in TV, though, it gets worse. And this may be a place where people can actually change their habits. The increase in colon cancer went up to 54% and it went up 66% for uterine cancer. So what's going on?
Well, some of the problem might be related to what people's habits are when they watch TV. So most people, when they sit and watch TV, actually also eat. They eat snacks, they drink soda. It's a whole lifestyle issue. So part of the problem might be that, because colon cancer is very much related to diet. So if you have a healthier diet, that decreases your chance of developing colon cancer. So those things might be linked. The other thing is with endometrial cancer, one of the risk factors is having a lot of estrogen. So when you have more fat, fat can actually produce estrogen. So if people are more obese, that's another issue.
I hear people over the age of 50 right now saying, when I was a kid, we used to stay outside and play until the street lights came on. Are we just becoming lazy, fat and lazy as a society?
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but our lifestyle is changing. So people spend a lot more time sitting. They sit at work and they sit at home. So that's one problem. I mean, the other thing is our diet is also changing. And a lot of these cancers are related to lifestyle. So we can't control everything. We can't control our genetic predispositions. We can't control things like that. But we can control our diet and exercise. So we really need to work a little bit more on that.
Now, I want to get, before we get to that computer screen problem. Japanese researchers say if you sit there and look at it, you don't blink as much, your eyes get dry, you go to dry. What can we do? Drops or what?
Well, I usually tell people to do drops or try some ointments. Ointments are sometimes a little bit gentler. Now, the thing is, there are different types of ointments. Some are more similar to water. Some are more similar to kind of oil or lotion. So it depends what actually helps people. I mean, there are other simple things, too. I mean, a lot of people tell you to try to blink more, remember to blink, but that's very hard. You can't think about that all the time. So I usually say, try to do things that are a little bit easier, like stay away from the AC or the ventilators, the vents, because that actually kind of blows dry air right at your eyes and kind of causes you to
Or just go to your boss and say, I can't work today.
Well, that's a possibility too, I guess. But the simpler things are, if you can even add a humidifier to your area, that would be better to just keep the area more moisturized.
Dr. Devi Nampariapul, thank you very much for being with us this morning.